The beginning is the most important part of the work. Be kind, for everyone you meet is fighting a harder battle. When men speak ill of thee, lie so as nobody may believe them. Only the dead have seen the end of war. You should not honor men more than truth. The price good men pay for indifference to public affairs is to be ruled by evil men. There are two things a person should never be angry at: what they can help and what they cannot. The heaviest penalty for declining to rule is to be ruled by someone inferior to yourself. There are three classes of men: lovers of wisdom, lovers of honor, and lovers of gain. I am the wisest man alive, for I know one thing, and that is that I know nothing. Courage is knowing what not to fear. Never discourage anyone who continually makes progress, no matter how slow. Education is teaching our children to desire the right things. Love is a serious mental disease. One of the penalties of refusing to participate in politics is that you end up being governed by your inferiors. Human behavior flows from three main sources: desire, emotion, and knowledge. Ignorance, the root and stem of every evil. The madness of love is the greatest of heaven's blessings. Good people do not need laws to tell them to act responsibly, while bad people will find a way around the laws. If women are expected to do the same work as men, we must teach them the same things. The measure of a man is what he does with power. I'm trying to think, don't confuse me with facts. There is truth in wine and children. Love is simply the name for the desire and pursuit of the whole. Those who tell the stories rule society. The object of education is to teach us to love what is beautiful. Poets utter great and wise things which they do not themselves understand. Those who are able to see beyond the shadows and lies of their culture will never be understood, let alone believed, by the masses. Have you ever sensed that our soul is immortal and never dies? A house that has a library in it has a soul. For this feeling of wonder shows that you are a philosopher, since wonder is the only beginning of philosophy. Necessity is the mother of invention. Nothing beautiful without struggle. The greatest wealth is to live content with little. A hero is born among 100, a wise man is found among 1,000, but an accomplished one might not be found even among 100,000 men. Death is not the worst that can happen to men. I would teach children music, physics, and philosophy, but most importantly music, for the patterns in music and all the arts are the keys to learning. Bodily exercise, when compulsory, does no harm to the body, but knowledge which is acquired under compulsion obtains no hold on the mind. Writing is the geometry of the soul. An empty vessel makes the loudest sound, so they that have the least wit are the greatest babblers. Good actions give strength to ourselves and inspire good actions in others. Beauty lies in the eyes of the beholder. There is in every one of us, even those who seem to be most moderate, a type of desire that is terrible, wild, and lawless. No man should bring children into the world who is unwilling to persevere to the end in their nature and education. People are like dirt. They can either nourish you and help you grow as a person, or they can stunt your growth and make you wilt and die. Character is simply habit long continued. Poetry is nearer to vital truth than history. All is flux, nothing stays still. Any man may easily do harm, but not every man can do good to another. The difficulty, my friends, is not in avoiding death, but in avoiding unrighteousness, for that runs faster than death. The first and best victory is to conquer self. A dog has the soul of a philosopher. True friendship can exist only between equals. He whom loves touches not walks in darkness. At the touch of love, everyone becomes a poet. All I really know is the extent of my own ignorance. Books are immortal sons defying their sires. He was a wise man who invented God. Man is a being in search of meaning. The price of apathy towards public affairs is to be ruled by evil men. How could they see anything but the shadows if they were never allowed to move their heads? False words are not only evil in themselves, but they infect the soul with evil. The soul takes flight to the world that is invisible, but there arriving she is sure of bliss and forever dwells in paradise. No human thing is of serious importance. No wealth can ever make a bad man at peace with himself. Either we shall find what it is we are seeking, or at least we shall free ourselves from the persuasion that we know what we do not know. Astronomy compels the soul to look upwards and leads us from this world to another. No one is more hated than he who speaks the truth. Is there a perfect world? Excessive liberty, whether it lies in state or individuals, seems only to pass into excessive slavery. The most effective kind of education is that a child should play amongst lovely things. Knowledge is the food of the soul. Beauty of style and harmony and grace and good rhythm depend on simplicity. Everything that deceives may be said to enchant. Those who don't know must learn from those who do. Of all the animals, the boy is the most unmanageable. Lack of activity destroys the good condition of every human being. Money makers are tiresome company as they have no standard but cash value. Wise men talk because they have something to say, fools because they have to say something. Ideas are the source of all things. Come then, and let us pass a leisure hour in storytelling, and our story shall be the education of our heroes. Time is the moving image of reality. Philosophy is the highest music. The direction in which education starts a man will determine his future life. When there is an income tax, the just man will pay more and the unjust less on the same amount of income. The soul of man is immortal and imperishable. Only a philosopher's mind grows wings, since its memory always keeps it as close as possible to those realities by being close to which the gods are divine. Be kind, because everyone is having a really hard time. Those who are too smart to engage in politics are punished by being governed by those who are dumber. To conquer oneself is the best and noblest victory. To be vanquished by one's own nature is the worst and most ignoble defeat. I have hardly ever known a mathematician who was capable of reasoning. But above all things, truth beareth away the victory. He could not harm me, for I do not think it is permitted that a better man be harmed by a worse. He feels particularly ashamed if ever he is seen by his lovers to be involved in something dishonorable. Knowledge becomes evil if the aim be not virtuous. The philosopher whose dealings are with divine order himself acquires the characteristics of order and divinity. Honesty is for the most part less profitable than dishonesty. You can discover more about a person in an hour of play than in a year of conversation.